viewers, and welcome to another episode of the President's Diary. This episode will exclusively look at the constitutionally mandated, recently concluded Meet the People tour, during which the President had honest, frank conversations with the people of the Gambia. The tour also saw the announcement of major infrastructure developments and site visits to ongoing development projects being spearheaded by the Barrow government. For 20 days, in all the communities the President visited during the tour, the recurrent message has been the need to nurture the peace and tranquility in the country, as well as support the government's agenda to deliver a Gambia for all. For the third time since assuming office in 2017, President Barrow's Meet the People tour began in the North Bank region, where he was received by a huge crowd, eagerly anticipating to express their concerns and to hear from him his plans for the region. In the area of agriculture, the President made major announcements and visited several ongoing agricultural projects in various regions. Key among the announcements was the purchase of groundnut on the spot, the availability of fertilizers, and of course, the government subvention on the price of fertilizers. With the opening of the groundnut season, the price per ton has been pegged at an unprecedented price of $18,000 without credit buying.
On kalido kulle angri on kalido kare kulle gertede December men gokka on price gertede dum no ngando gertede kadi on pesade dum no wonta note kadi angri o letino hikka kono hitande arore ne wiete April ta on kebi angri o no angri o kadi mi mbaɗa mbo subsidize en jeeyi mbo hikka 700 kono ngandon ko 1700 ko ɗum min coodi angri kala angri saku mo coɗɗon ngandon laamu ngu yoɓani on $700 min ko ɗi golleji sifa mi waɗanta on miɗo yiɗi no onon fof mbakkilo ɗon enen fof gonen hunde wotere enen fof gonen ganniya goto mbawon liggade ndi leydi.
The Minister of Agriculture, Ami Fabure, assured the farming community of the government's commitment to improving agriculture.
Lafta fala musol ye men yalon koy man gadi no soto
o fala halande robe be mu ando be gala gadi
ni ala sonta nyin sankuto men kan njikita projet to la dum gadi no binalale
sala jabi o hitande aro gadi ni di ngala
lafta jitande la beyantiel la ko
o fala hollude be joma beyanti di
projet to soto telephone men kulli foka pare
projet hebi ma haade fembi dum agasi
ando million wan ani worole
million ngaji nogasi e jeego wonno
ando nyim projet to nata pour itolle
o projet ani no fi ono rewbe tan
ando nyin nesi bindi dula fanani be yaminde dula bebe projet to kono le
do gaydi beedi do be nata do yarta fo e hen project o
ba fole obinala te mela bake
e ministre bi dum arat boyata
ni nata sene jodo la karola
sa ari to en debtu
President Barrow la nyato kaya kendo kono
yeso de President Barrow
japani soli ma koy jodangol dolale
japani sidi walli men jorangaji
o fana nimurunta kombo
sibe dutti kombo
bebe silale ko denke ngajube abitala damenu to
be jowda hodo o fodi yaade
tractor fana men nakumo fo
tragi don kalido
o fana makatala kende ke jandin sama ko ten
on kadi do e rowa e hitande aro
katul laftale nunto membe kero ka fo me plowing team
oui wonno do plowing team
lafta wole murunna
o fala am rutto do
katu waka senelal ma koy bakele
on walla demobe
din sele na men lafta ko bola
kala demo ada fala modinde gesama
ibita jele do yaajo yela ko boke
o ton joba be gara be ballama gesama
yo ni o bata je kanyi mani do ko men fotenti
on si wi to ligge maro kala ko kaltani
lafta fale ko projet o fanga kulli ni lokun tambila
o be fembi opere tan yo to yawtudo
me yalon ko million selen
onne ko million ngaji jeetati
andi yo fana nati Sénégal le
onne ko demobe tan be gaddani
sa fay ko korontoli kata bare Sénégal o magninela.
In Gain Sanjan, North Bank region, the tour party visited a mixed farming agricultural center that is being constructed. The center is designed for capacity building for farmers in crop and vegetable production, animal husbandry, research and development, plus other agricultural practices. With the goal of rolling out throughout the country, the center is expected to be fully operational in May 2020 and will spur the government's agricultural growth and support the attainment of food security. Supported by FASDEP under the Ministry of Agriculture, a horticultural garden in Nema Fast that made a profit of $3 million in the first year of seasonal harvest was visited by President Barrow during the tour. After an appeal from women for modern technologies in order to ease labor, the President promised to initiate new value addition mechanisms for the producers to control market price. Still on the agricultural activities highlighted during the tour, President Barrow visited a Gambian-owned farm that produces made-in-the-Gambia rice with support from the Chinese technical team currently in the country to assist the Gambia government's efforts in reviving agriculture through providing expertise, technology, and equipment to Gambian farmers. President Barrow also visited a rice storage facility run by National Seed Secretariat of the Ministry of Agriculture. He was informed that all seeds distributed by FAO were purchased locally from the Seed Growers Association at a tune of $20 million. In the Lower River region in Jara West, President Barrow inaugurated a new livestock market equipped with modern facilities. The construction of the market was funded by the Ministry of Agriculture through the FASDEP project. It will add great value to the daily management and marketing of livestock in both LRR, CRR, as well as parts of Casamance. In the second leg of the tour, President Barrow visited a mixed farming center in a community called Compound in Fonyi. The 2-hectare horticultural garden largely produces baby corns, also known as cornlets, among other horticultural crops. The corn variety is highly commercial, yielding a revenue of up to $1.7 million for the 44 members of the Garden Society. The variety is harvestable up to 8 times in a season. The scheme established in 2014 is being supported through funding from the GCAF project and the World Bank. They also partner with Radville Farm to add value to the corns. It provides income for the farmers and provides nutritional and social support to their families. During the tour, President Barrow also announced a $17 million German agriculture project that will support women gardeners and poultry farmers. This is in addition to the revival of mixed farming centers across the country. Viewers, you are reminded that you are watching the President's Diary, brought to you by the Media and Communications Unit of the Presidency. Still on the highlights of the President's Meet the People tour, the people appealed, among other things, health facilities and improvements of the existing ones. As part of its efforts to increase access to quality health services in the Gambia, the government of President Adama Barrow recently procured 7 containers of medical supplies and surgical items to be distributed across health centers in the country. This was disclosed by the Health Minister, Dr. Ahmed Samate, during the dialogue with the people. Under the direction of President Barrow, the government is embarking on a major rehabilitation program of health centers and replacing their functional medical equipment at major hospitals. The minister also informed various meetings of the introduction of a new ambulance service in the country, especially hard-to-reach areas of the provinces. The initiative will allow villages to be able to directly call for help in case of emergencies, ensuring that patients are picked from their houses.
Bari lafa system la say
waye dañ bëgg bunta bo xamné
wo musu kono ma mi mbala suwo kono
mu ne jigéen yi nga xamné ñu ngi wëru nekk seen néeg
jokadu banko be kam
ci biir jokadu yépp
anim banko be kam fan
ci biir réew mi yépp
ni ye call ke ye telephone
suñ oté
ñi ambulance bi da ci kala suwo kono ay na fe fo loftanot
indi ko be ci l'hôpital.
In both Basse and Bansang hospitals, President Barrow presided over the handing over ceremony of medical items and equipment worth hundreds of thousands of Gambian dollars from the People's Republic of China. This is in addition to the free medical services provided by the Chinese medical team currently in the country. In Brikama in the West Coast region, the construction of a modern hospital by the Qatar Fund for Development will begin in 2020. The hospital, upon completion, will serve as one of the major referral hospitals in the Gambia and will be operated by specialist doctors from Qatar for a period of 3 years before officially handing over to the government of the Gambia. On the various concerns raised during the tour, the issue of road is one of the key recurrent ones, but thanks to the 400 kilometers of roads currently being constructed by the Barrow government, in addition to 2 major bridges in the Upper River region at strategic locations. The Basay-Pasamas Road is completed and others have already taken shape. In addition to the completed roads and the bridges under construction, President Barrow laid the foundation stone for the construction of the vitally important road that connects Yorobao and Basay. The 13-kilometer road will link the district of Wuli in the Upper River region north through the Basay-Wuli Bridge under construction to the southern part of the region. In Nyomi, President Barrow announced the construction of Hakalang Road, a major road that connects most of Upper Nyomi to the rest of the region. Viewers, it is the President's Diary, and this episode exclusively focuses on the recently concluded Meet the People tour. In the area of electricity, President Barrow announced a $66 million for the communities that do not have access to electricity in Nyomi area. In Farafenye, President Barrow told thousands of supporters that the town and its environs will benefit from 24 hours electricity from the OMVG power plant in Jarasoma, which he commissioned earlier this year. Part of the OMVG project will cover Kiang and other areas in the country. The Brikama power station is also expected to have 20 megawatts power generation capacity by February 2020, 75 megawatts before June 2021. It is expected that the issue of electricity will be a thing of the past once the OMVG projects start rolling. Still on the highlights of the tour, President Barrow launched the Gambia Education TV at Wellingaraba Basic Cycle School in Jara West. The e-learning tool, which was created through a partnership between the Education Ministry, MOPSI, and MRC Holland Foundation, would enable students to have access to digital resources. According to the ministry, the contractors are Gambians with expertise in information and communication technology. The Gambia College Annex in Basay, the foundation stone of which was laid last year, is completed and classes are expected to start in January, thanks to the partnership between the Gambia government and the MRC Holland Foundation. In Somitafoni, President Barrow made a brief stop at the construction site of a new modern technical and vocational center. The project, which is supported by Badia of Faith project, will ease access and decentralize technical and vocational training. Upon completion, the facility will be equipped with modern offices, a multipurpose hall, computer and science labs, toilet blocks, high security perimeter fencing, and a water supply infrastructure. The project is part of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education's programs of promoting and formalizing technical and vocational training education among youth. 2 similar TVET centers are being constructed in Gunjur and Sanyang in Kombo South West Coast region. The Education Minister disclosed that over 1,000 classrooms are constructed by the government, in addition to hundreds of renovations of classrooms and staff quarters, among other facilities.
Sun president mu ngi wax affaire yi MRC Holland bi nga xam ne ñoo dimbale.
na président be MRC Holland Foundation of Foka min kam makoy karamugol to.
pour ñu yaatal jànga bi.
pour ise karamugol la ko ñu fanundi.
wax nañ ne daaw ba ren.
na ya fale ko serum kana ñinam.
junne classrooms.
classroom wuli kili.
yoo xam ne classroom sampa yu espul.
ñalo ko classroom kutole me minu.
sampa nañ ko.
ye lole.
ba pare am na classroom yoo xam ne dañ màggatoon.
classroom loolu fana bi je minu kotota no.
yooyu juróomi téeméer si yooyu defaraat nañ leen.
Still on the tour in the area of women empowerment, the Minister for Women announced a 3 million euros and a 12 million Gambian dollars government-funded women empowerment fund that will cater for the financial needs of women and increase their access to credit facilities. She also announced that applications will soon be open where women can apply for the loans with very minimal interest.
And NDP nyingolo.
NDP ndere NDP mako.
Women enterprise fund o fana ko kono le.
On enterprise fund on kadi be wadi ton.
Nyaya wo kala.
Sai mo wala dum.
Ala faka fa man Gambia musuli.
O fala o karebe ben dole ndere lady Gambia ga.
Kato alo ko musul ba ta bakele.
Sabno imandi do ben no tampiga.
Andum imam ko ni fana soro fuki fam mako yana kila dimbal mako.
O fala wala rewbe be wala koyma be wala de bengurende.
Wala yatinna.
Ko du wadi
ay women enterprise fund samba nang
o antani on ko nofirto hoore mo
pour que fanko sama na musuli Gambia
kuro be waka on dole
wala ngalon ne ko
imo andi
Gambia musul be mutala kende kele
rebe Gambia be nanga dum moja
ka do kunda nyama
sabuna siday no wonirini
fomenta ki musul la banque
koma ono rebe tigi wadano koye mo banque yi
ati mele be kankularo ko le
o boyata men noddai
ka fo musuli
e be halana rewbe ben
ibo ko so la nyaadi le
ono hebirto on kale.
Viewers, before we wrap up this episode of the President's Diary, which focuses entirely on the recently concluded Meet the People's Tour, the Minister for Tourism, Ahmad Ba, made an announcement that the Upper River region will soon see the construction of a 4-star hotel that will provide employment for thousands of youths in the region. This is in addition to the centers that will be erected to promote arts and culture. And of course, this will enable the youth in those regions to stay in their regions and work and earn a decent living instead of drifting from the rural areas to the urban centers.
Base kuja male manketa jang.
Kono next week si tourné o hubi.
Akoni ala son tani lokuna ala ni tourné o banda.
Bidon ndara min bada lay foundation of a hotel or at Sotuma Koi.
Akon bina foundation o lala dulado ne yalo ko Sotuma Samba Koi le mnganira.
Hotel keso pool mahete do.
Hotel keba kutamale uninda de janko.
4-star hotel mahete do.
4-star hotel mina wole landira tele.
Foundation stone what lay when we finish the store.
Akoni nga to bandoro mbita wala foundation o lala Sotuma Samba Koi.
Base jiama he programme amen hande.
Ako base ben na programme o le ko.
Revive activate o noto.
I can revive the I activate.
Bibe base matado heb golleji be yimo ko be njata banjul be jilo yo. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are very pleased to see you welcome to Banjul. Yes. Thank you. Very civilized, very calm. First class. It's first time I've seen Banjul like this. Wow. Thank you. I see the entire team.
All right, viewers, this brings us to the end of this episode of the President's Diary. And remember, this is a program that is specifically designed by the Media and Communications Unit of the Presidency to bridge the communication gap between the Presidency and the public. And do join us in our subsequent episodes as we bring you the President's daily activities in his pursuit towards achieving the goals and aspirations of the National Development Plan. Since it is the end of 2019, it's been a wonderful year for all of us here at the Presidency. And from the President's Diary production team, we are wishing our viewers who have been our strength to do better with the program. And of course, your feedbacks, your recommendations, and your comments have been very helpful to enable us to reach this far with the program. So we would like to use this opportunity to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I have been your presenter, Zainab Fall, and thank you for the pleasure of your company. See you again next month.